Camacho Fitness. Today we have a video on a back workout. We just looked it up and we did it. We haven't done some of these exercises like the first one before, so it's the first attempt at doing them. So if the form isn't completely like perfect or something, that's why, because it's the first time I've ever tried them. And also, I got my Legends of Aesthetics t-shirt. Don't forget to check them out. Big shout out to Ogus and Lavado over there for the sick stuff they have and all that. Don't forget to check them out. Links are on the bottom to the Legends of Aesthetic channel. And here's the workout, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Leave your comments, subscribe, and like the videos. Peace. Alright guys, so we started with some modified one-arm T-bar rows. We're supposed to do 4 sets of 8, but since we've never done this, we didn't know what weights we were supposed to do or what weights we could do. So we tried figuring some stuff out. On some sets we got more because we were looking to where to put your hand and your feet. But what I figured out is you're supposed to put your feet and your hand somewhat to the way, like you can see it in the mirror over there. You're supposed to put it almost all the way up, but not all the way up. I just put it where the little section with no grip on the bar is at. But after trying it, I thought I was supposed to put it up a little higher, and I was, because when I pulled, I felt like I was lifting the bottom of the bar. So you just want to make sure you figure out where you're supposed to put your hand and feet. And just make sure you keep your back straight at all times and bend your knees. And then we went to the cable rows, 3 sets of 12. We started with I started with 160 pounds, made my way up to like 190. So I went up from 160 to 180, and then from 180 to 190 for the last set. And I got 12 in all of them. He went a little heavier, I just don't remember how much. But again, you wanna keep your knees nice and bent on here. Make sure you're not hitting the BBC. So just make sure you're pulling back, keep your back straight and your knees bent to get the most out of this exercise. You want to try to squeeze your lats, and you don't want to be pulling back a lot. Then after that we went over to the closed grip chin-ups, and for this you're supposed to do 2 sets of however many you can. He's doing it there, trying to go nice and slow, controlled reps, go all the way down. And you also want to make sure you keep your back parallel to the, somewhat parallel to the grips. You don't want to be completely straight, like just hanging down from it, because then that would work more biceps. So here you can see I try to keep my back like kind of inclined, sort of. Make sure you're working the back and not the biceps all the way. And I believe this was my second set, and I got 9 reps. On the first one I got about 12. But just make sure the form is right, and you go all the way down to make sure you squeeze the back. For the next exercise we went over to the pullovers on the machine, 3 sets of 12. Almost all of them are 3 sets of 12, but just make sure you keep your back straight. Maybe you can get a little bit of like curve, kind of, but just make sure it's not too heavy, because if it is, you're not even going to work out the right muscles. You'll want to keep your abs tight on this one too, and just pull it all the way down. Make sure you feel it on your back, because that's what you're working at. And here my buddy Zoo, he's gonna give us a little flex of that fucking serratus and the abs, some oblique action going on. Now it's my turn to go on the pullover machine, 3 sets of 12. And he was making me laugh. I don't know why he does that shit. Like Like, I think that guy in the back was like walking, and I guess he thought he had a funny haircut or some shit, and I didn't know what he was laughing at. He told me after. I thought it was funny because he was fucking laughing at me or some shit. But I've learned to kind of control myself sometimes a little bit. But 3 sets of 12, guys. And now we're gonna go over to some shrug action on the shrug machine. That's not him. He's right there. We don't know who that guy is. I guess he wanted to be in the shot. But yeah, some shrugs. We hit shrugs very hard because we think it's a very stubborn muscle. So we attempt to get as many reps as possible and go as heavy as we can on these. Right now we have 3 plates on there, and first I hold on to the bar on the lower section because I think that's harder, and then after I'm done with those I try to go to the higher handle because it also hits 2 different angles, and you want to get as many angles as possible in order to have some nice traps. So yeah, and then it's deadlift time. What up? Got 275 on the deadlifts. We're doing 3 sets of 10. And yeah, getting ready to do 10 reps of 275 on the deadlift. You want to make sure you keep your back as straight as possible and bend your knees when you go up. Use your legs and then just bend the back. That's how I feel most of it. And I don't have the strongest grip, so I try to hit the ground every time and kind of adjust my hands on the bar, but I don't even let go of it. I just move my hands around just to make sure they're fine on there. And yeah, make sure your back is straight. You don't want to be doing some weird shit and mess up your back forever, because that would be the worst. But yeah, 275, pretty easy. And then he's gonna hit 275 as well. His wrist is messed up, so he's been having some problems with some of the lifts. But I don't know why he's going so heavy. He's telling me his wrist like hurts so bad and all that stuff. But I guess that's that. Got the good form. Make sure you're going all the way down. Bend the knees. Put the butt out. And that's it for deadlifts, guys. 3 sets of 10 to 12. And then this is something we've never tried before. It just said to hang with a 45 plate like that, and you're just doing 1 set of as long as you can. And so that's what we did. At the beginning I thought it said you were supposed to hang for 1 minute, so I couldn't hold it that long, so I did like touch with my feet the bottom and try to readjust myself, and it worked. And afterwards I felt like my back was very stretched. Like, it feels really nice. It feels stretched out and it feels good. But I feel like you could get the same feeling just from regular stretching, instead of going out there and getting the 45 plate on the belt, having to look for everything, when you could just stretch your back on something else. And that's it, just 1 time. Just hang on there. Like right there, you're gonna see his wrist was hurting because he switches position. But then I guess he decides to do like 2 pull-ups while he's at it. So I guess that's pretty cool too. Right there, he goes to the sides instead of the actual handles. But yeah, just there he is doing his little pull-ups. I believe he gets 2. He got 1 already, and he's about to do a second one. There it is. But yeah, guys, that's most of the back exercises. And the last thing, last but not least, some hyperextensions. That's our new buddy over there on the squat machine. I mean, on the leg press. I don't know what I'm talking about. The leg press right there. Not the girl, but the guy. His name's Chris Valenti. He's about to compete for his first time in July, I believe. Pretty cool dude. Just met him last night at the gym when we were filming this. And yeah, for these hyperextensions, you want to do 3 sets of 25, and they have to be weighted. You're gonna feel it on them glutes as well, because you're kind of doing like a leg exercise at the same time, but you want to make sure you feel it mostly on your back, on your lower back. You feel amazing afterwards. Like, it's kind of like you're just gonna have the fattest pump on your lower back, and it feels really nice. So 3 sets of 25 weighted hyperextensions to get the lower back pumped, get that Christmas tree on the back. And that's it, guys. Well, that's it for the workout. So what up, guys? That's it. Back workout is done. Make sure you go try some of these exercises. Like I said, some of them, it was our first time trying it, so we had to adjust and, like, what do you call it? Make sure we found the perfect positioning of our hands and our feet and all that stuff, like the hanging thing. And that was a little weird too at the beginning, but all you have to do is hang, so it's not that big of a deal. And then, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Also, like my Facebook page. Link will be on the description box. Follow me on Instagram and follow me on Twitter. Peace out, guys. Stay tuned for more videos.
Can't be paralyzed by fear or failure, or you will never push yourself.